Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. You guys, I have just had so much fun with this channel. It's only been rolling for like 2 weeks, but there's already 100 of you subscribed, and I've gotten so many super sweet DMs on Instagram and comments under the videos of new friends, you included, just telling me how much you're enjoying these videos, and they're really relevant for where you are in life right now. So if you are a high achieving boss babe who really wants to, kick butt in your career or start your own business, but you also want to have a personal life and a family and kids and all of those things, you have come to the right place, because on this channel, I talk about all aspects of building a business and building a family at the same time. So if you like my content, please like this video, click subscribe, and then also message me and let me know what other topics you'd like for me to cover. All right. So today I'm going to talk more business chat. I've been talking lots of personal life, family chat, but we're going to have more of a real talk around growing your business and whether or not you should go out and start your own business if that's something that you're interested in. And the reason that I wanted to have this discussion particularly today is because my business, Grit Fitness, or Grit by Brit, is celebrating 6 years of business. And I'm so excited for that. January 15th, 2015 is when I opened my very first fitness studio, a brick and mortar business concept where I started, my own business and quit my long-term corporate career and consulting and just kind of went all in. So I really can't believe that it's been 6 years, but I have learned so much along the way. And I get so many DMs and messages from aspiring young women who want to start their own business, who always just say, "Hey, Britt, can I pick your brain? Can we go for coffee?" All these things. And, there's just not enough time in the day, but I really do have a heart to help empower women, especially those who do want to start their own business. So because it's 6 years of business and because the Grit brand colors are all pink, I'm wearing pink today. Yay, girl power. I put together my top 6 tips and insights for you to ponder upon, marinate on, think about if you want to start your own business. And if you were debating, these are 6 insights that can really help you make that decision. And if you've already made the decision that you're going all in, these are 6 insights that will help you get off to a very strong start when you are starting your own business, okay? Because guys, we live in this day and age right now of this like gig culture where like everybody's their own boss, right? And it sounds all fine and dandy, but at the end of the day, if you're not really making money and bringing in some paper, then you don't have your own business, girl. You have a hobby, and that's okay. Hobbies are cool. They're great. They're good for your self-care. They're fun. They're creative, but that is not a business. Okay. A business is when you provide a product or a service to a customer for a price, and that customer is willing to pay you more than it costs you to provide it. Therefore, you're getting a profit. Again, you're providing a good or a service for a price, and that price is more than what it costs you to provide it. So if you're providing services and they cost a lot and people aren't paying you what it costs, or they're paying you just what it costs, honey, that's not a business. That's a hobby, and that's okay. But we're going to have some real talk, because I want any woman who watches this channel to be empowered, to be informed, and to just be able to have that real talk with yourself on, what do I really want? And maybe you don't want a business. Maybe you do want a hobby, or maybe you just want a creative outlet, or maybe you just want a more fulfilling role in your corporate career. But I want to get rid of this like fantasy that, the holy grail and the ultimate thing that we all want is to own our own business. You know what I mean? Because yes, there is some beauty in having your own business, some freedoms, but there's a lot of unsexy stuff too. And so I'm just going to break it down for you today and help you think about what's best for you and should you start your own business. So once again, hopefully if you like all the videos that I've been making, if this video is helpful for you, just click that like button below and subscribe, and I'll just give you all the tips and tricks. Okay, so I brought some notes today because, honestly, guys, I have like a list of like 20 something things that I'd want to talk about, but I know y'all's attention spans aren't like open for a 2-hour chat with Britt because y'all know I could just talk. But I really summarize the key things that, key insights that I think are most valuable into 6 main points. Again, 6 years of grit, 6 tips for you. So the first question I think that you've got to think about and ask yourself before you start your own business is, why do I want to start my own business? Okay. You know, I've talked to you guys a lot. If you watch some of my other videos about manifesting your man or goal setting, I always talk about raising your frequency and never starting a new venture or a new endeavor without feeling really, really good. And the reason I bring this up is because a lot of time I talk to women, they want to start their own business because they hate their current job. Let me just press pause right there. If you want to start your own business because you're trying to run away from something you do not like, you are already set up for failure. It ain't going to work. All right. Anytime you start any new venture, any new endeavor, any new project, if it's going to be successful, it has to come from a place of excitement, joy, and enthusiasm, not dread, avoiding something you don't like, etc. That doesn't just go for business. That goes for relationships. That goes for anything else. All right. So ask yourself, well, why do I want to start this business? 7 years ago.
Or actually, no, that's like 10 years ago. Oh my gosh, I'm getting old. It's like 10 years ago.
When I started thinking about Grit Fitness, I didn't really have a vision for it, but I really just didn't like my job. So a lot of my motivation then was just, oh, I just want to quit my job. I just don't want to do this job anymore. But that wasn't a good reason to quit my job. Once I finally quit my job, it was 3 years later when I had been side hustling, teaching fitness classes on the weekends, working and consulting during the day. I had a side hustle at 24 Hour Fitness. I had a blog, and I was working at a Big Four firm during the day. And I didn't quit my job and go all in on the business until I had a vision and a plan that I was so excited about. I was so excited. I was like, you know what? Even if this business fails, I just want to be the woman who went for it and tried to solve this problem and tried to bring this vision to life because I'm just so enthusiastic about it. So therefore, in that moment, I wasn't quitting my job because I just hated it. I was quitting because I was excited about something new. And the second benefit of doing that was that I left my former job on good terms. You know, I didn't have like a stinky attitude. I wasn't, huffing and puffing, like didn't want to be there. I was excited. I was able to express that to my employer. I wasn't leaving to go work for a competitor. So I left on really good terms. And that was a really, a positive thing because my employer even told me, we're all about you going after your dreams and, we're all about the entrepreneurial spirit. And hey, if things don't work out, you've been a great performer here. You can always come back. So that was also really helpful because whenever you are going to go start your own business, you don't want to play scared, right? You don't want to be worried about, do I have enough money for the next paycheck? Blah, 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 blah. So knowing that I had a fallback plan just allowed me to go 110% in and not play scared on my new venture. So question number 1 or point number 1, ask yourself, why do I want to start this business? And if you don't have a vision, start thinking about a vision. Start thinking about a problem that you want to solve. So that brings me perfectly to point number 2, which is you need to have a problem that you are solving. Business is about solving problems. When you solve problems, you add value to someone's life. When you add value to someone's life, they're willing to pay you for your services and your products. So your business cannot be, oh, I love baking cupcakes, so I want to bake a cupcake shop. What's special about your cupcakes? Who are your cupcakes for? How does your specific cupcake help someone feel better and happier than someone else's cupcake? All right. These are the questions you kind of need to ask yourself. And these are the questions I asked myself because I found a very clear problem in the boutique fitness market. I was a, young professional, 20-something African-American woman, a little bit on the heavier side, struggling with my weight. And every time I went to a boutique fitness studio, I was always the only Black girl in class. And I was also the biggest person in class. And I was like, I saw lots of other Black girls in my business school class and in my undergrad and at work and all these places. Why is the boutique fitness studio market so homogeneous? Why aren't there any women of color? Why does everyone look the same? Why does everyone dress the same? Like, I want to create something where no matter your body shape, your race, whatever, you feel welcome. You feel like you're going to connect to like-minded women. You feel pushed because you see women who are not like you. I want to create a culture like that. And that's really where I got the idea for Grit Fitness being a women's fitness studio that focused a lot on strength and power and not just getting smaller and getting skinnier and being aesthetically pleasing, but being a badass so that you could kick ass in work and kick ass in your life. I mean, that's the kind of thing I wanted for women. So it was a very, very specific problem that I wanted to solve. And there was a specific niche target audience that I wanted to solve it for. So that's the second part of question number 2 is what problem am I solving and who is the customer that I'm solving it for? You need to have a clear answer to these questions because here's the deal. You cannot be all things to all people. That is the recipe for success. One of my friends whose business sadly is bankrupt now, I remember he had one of these healthy meal companies, where you like they pre-make all your meals and you can go buy like a meal plan for the week and get all of your meals and it's all healthy stuff like your breakfast, lunch, dinner, and they just have it all prepared, right? And so one time we were just having coffee and I was like, well, I'm not going to say his name. Who are your meals for? And he goes, anybody who eats. And the Harvard Business School mind in me was just like, that ain't going to work. Anybody who eats, that is no target customer. Your target customer needs to be specific. When I ask you who your target customer is, you better be able to tell me where she hangs out, what she watches on Netflix, what she likes to eat, how she spends her money, etc. If it's a he or a she, you need to tell me these things. And here's a trick. Make your target customer you. Because nobody understands you like you understand you, right? Whenever one of my friends was like, who's your target? I'm like, who should my target customer be? But whatever. She was like, Britt, make it you. Define who you are. Define what you like. Define what you want. And I guarantee you there's a bunch of other women out there who are in your exact same situation, who are your age, are in their same point in your career, same point in family planning, same income level. So I really just wrote that out and made it very crisp and clear and said, this is my target customer. This is who I'm going after, and did a little bit of research on like where those women are and, what they like to do. And it was very easy and very natural because it was me. I solved a problem for myself. Therefore, it was very authentic and very genuine for me to sell that and create that for other like-minded women. We were on the same page. It wasn't like I had to gimmick them into buying my product. Like it was so real. All right. So point number 1, figure out why you want to start your own business. Point number 2, solve a problem and understand who you're solving a problem for, your target customer. Point number 3, define how you are going to solve your problem for your target customer in a very unique, differentiated way that none of your other competitors are doing. And guess what? Just being the best, just being the classiest, just being the most upscale, that's not different. Anybody who has more money can come do the exact same thing. All right? So you need to be different. It's more important to be different than it is to be better. Let me say that again for the people in the back. It is more important to be different than it is to be better. Okay? So ask yourself, what's going to make me different? All right? For my business at Grit, I was like, you know what? We're going to be a boutique fitness studio, but what's going to make us different is that we're going to have variety and we're going to have a community. It's not going to be just a cycle studio where you pop into it once or twice a week. It's going to be a home. You're going to come every single day. Everybody's going to know your name. Every day the classes are going to change. We're going to do spin one day, yoga one day, bar one day, HIIT one day. Every single day it's going to change. We're going to keep you on your toes. And I'm going to, train myself to get certified in all these different formats and build this team so that we have this sustainable competitive advantage. So ask yourself, how am I going to do something different? All right. So let's start from the top. Why do you want to start your own business? What's the problem that you're going to solve? Who's the target customer that you're going to solve it for? Number 3, how are you going to be different? What's your competitive advantage? And why is it different from anyone else in the market and what they're doing? All right. Point number 4. This is where I lose friends because this is where I start to get really, really, really into the real talk. Point number 4 is understand that the passion that you have around, for me, it was fitness. Maybe if you love baking cookies, it's baking. Maybe if it's beauty, you love doing makeup. The passion activity that you love to do is not going to be the activity that makes your business successful. My first year of my business, yes, I taught some fitness classes, but that was 10 to 20% of the work I had to do. I was cleaning toilets. I was opening and closing the studio. I was doing all the accounting and getting the incorporation in, all of the marketing, all of the hiring, all of the communication, all the strategic planning. There's all this other stuff when you are a founder or a CEO that is so important if your business wants to be, if you want your business to grow, if you want it to scale. And you just have to realize that if your business is going to be successful, like really successful and scalable, it will require you not operating the day-to-day. Does that make sense? So if my business is really going to scale, in order for us to go from the one little studio that we had in 2015 to now we have 3 locations and a boxing studio and a virtual platform. Back then, I taught 13 classes a week. Now I teach 2. Why? Because my business cannot grow if I'm operating in it. I have to be the one training the new instructors, hiring them, making sure that they're supported, communicating to everyone, getting the front desk staff on point, applying for PPP loans. Lord help us. I'm the one doing that. And so you really just have to get clear that being an entrepreneur is about endurance. And you got to be up for the challenge. And don't think that just because you have your own business, you wake up every day and you just start doing what you're passionate about all the time. 80% of the activities that you do are not your passions, but you can learn to be passionate about it because you know that it serves your customer, you know that it adds value to their life, and you know that it makes them happy and it brings them joy. So think about that. A lot of the work that I do now is the same work that I did when I was a consultant. I make PowerPoint presentations, I give speeches, I do accounting, I'm on spreadsheets. It's the same work. Okay. So not to burst your bubble, I'm just keeping it real. Remember, all real talk today, all right? All right, last 2 points very quickly. Number 5, assess your money situation, okay? Ladies, you have to spend money to make money. If you're broke, you ain't starting no business. I'm telling you that right now, okay? You have to have money to make money. So if you're thinking about starting a business, there's 2 questions you need to ask yourself. Number 1, how much money do I need to have saved so that I can support myself and live for a year without bringing any new income in? Like, how much money do I need in 1 year to kind of support my lifestyle? That's the question I had to ask myself. And so when I was thinking about starting my business, I aggressively paid off my car. I aggressively paid off my student loans, and I moved back to Dallas and moved into a condo that my parents owned where I could not pay rent. Okay. And that's a privilege that I had that opportunity. So I basically got rid of all of my expenses, and then I saved up enough to make sure that I could live off of the amount that I saved. All right. So that's one fund that you need. The other fund that you need is money to invest in the business. Okay. Then I had to say, how much money do I need for studio mirrors, to put a floor, to finish out the studio, for computers, to hire, for marketing flyers, a website, all that kind of stuff. So you need 2 funds. How much money do I need to live on? How much money do I need to invest in the business? The sum of those 2 amounts is how much money you need before you can quit your job. All right. You don't have that much money in the bank, you're not quitting. Keep on working and keep on side hustling. And y'all, there's nothing wrong with a side hustle. I side hustled for 3 years. The side hustle was the best thing I ever did because it allowed me to take risk. I had started like a DVD I had put on Amazon. If y'all can go Google it, Grit by Brit, it's still there. It was a total flop, but it got me practice in the entrepreneurship space. it allowed me just to kind of explore and learn. I was getting lots of fitness certifications and I still had that steady income of my full-time job. So I didn't feel the pressure. All right. The biggest mistake I see a lot of young entrepreneurs make is that they quit their day job too soon. The side hustle is okay. Don't be ashamed of it. And it teaches you how to multitask. It teaches you how to be better with your time management. If you got to work all day and work all night, when you start a business, that's what you do. You work all day and you work all night. So it prepares you. So it's okay if you have the side hustle, all right? And then last but not least, you really got to ask yourself, what do I want? What is going to make me proud? I feel like every video I make, I ask you ladies, what do you want? But what is going to make you proud? There's a lot of different paths that you can go through in entrepreneurship. For me and a lot of my colleagues at Harvard Business School, the big objective was raise a bunch of investor money, start this hotshot startup, sell it in 5 to 10 years for a big exit and be a multimillionaire by 30 and be done, And I think that is a great path, But for me, I wasn't really as motivated by the exit and the money. I wanted more of a lifestyle business. I wanted a business that I was excited to get up to go to every day. I was excited to serve the customers that I served. I wanted to be an example for women working together. So I wanted to have a fully women-owned, women-run organization and be an example of women working together with no drama. Hopefully someday, I hope I have a little girl. And even if I have a little boy, that's great. But I would love for them to see that example of, their mom running a business. When I get up to go to work every day, they know that I'm running my own business. And, I would love to pass it down to my kids someday. So because I wanted more of a lifestyle business, I always made decisions that really had the long term in view of what I wanted that was going to make me proud. It was never about getting quick cash. It was never about getting a quick, turnaround or whatever. So every decision I made in my business from day one was aligned with that long term vision. And if you don't have a long term vision for yourself, it can be really easy to go all over the place and just do whatever's hot and join this, join that, blah, blah, blah. Like one perfect example for my company, we're a fitness studio and ClassPass is a really popular platform that is used. All of y'all might even be on it. We were on ClassPass like our first year of business, which was really good just to get the word out. But over time, I thought to myself, I'm trying to build a long-term community and a long-term brand. I don't want people just to pop in here once a month or so. I don't get to know them. I won't know their name. I won't be a part of their life. I want them to be a part of the Grit Fam community. I want this to be more than a gym. I don't want it to just be a fitness studio. That wasn't our value proposition. That wasn't the problem that we're trying to solve. So I had to make a really hard decision my second year of business to cut ClassPass. And that was hard for me because at that point in my life, ClassPass was like 50% of my revenue. I was like scared to death to lose all that money. And it was a big risk that I took, but it was the best decision I ever made. It really just allowed my business to attract the right customers, to build the community that I had always envisioned, and to make me proud, because that's what I wanted. I wanted this close-knit community of women. And, when you are going to start your own business, yes, it is about serving the customer and adding value to their life, but it's also about you. It's about you making yourself proud and going to bed every night saying, I used my skills, my gifts, and my talents to help other people and to feel good about myself. That is totally okay to want to feel good about yourself and to feel like your life has purpose, your life has meaning, and that you worked your butt off all day for you too. That's okay. So just a quick recap. I know I always talk longer than I should, but I'm trying to get these videos under 15 minutes, but hopefully I'll get there. But 6 things to think about if you want to start your own business. Number 1, why do I want to start my own business? And it needs to be for a positive, excited feeling that you have. Number 2, what's the problem that I'm going to solve and who am I solving it for? Number 3, how is my method or my approach of solving the problem different from all of my competitors? Number 4, do I have a reality check on how I'm going to be spending my time? And am I cool with that? And am I willing to run the race and show the endurance to see this thing out for the long term? Number 5, what's my money situation? Let's get the money right. Do I have enough money? Do I need enough money? How am I going to get the money? All right. go ahead and ask yourself those questions. If you got the rich uncle, now is the time to hit him up. And last but not least, number 6, what do I want for myself? What is my vision for my business? Because where there is no vision, the people perish. All right. That came from the Bible. I'm not sure what the exact verse is, but it's in the word, so it's true. All right. So hopefully this is really helpful for you guys. Post a comment below if you are thinking about starting your own business. I would love to hear about your ventures and any experiences that you're having. And I really hope that on this YouTube channel, we can be just a really supportive community and share our experiences together. And you know, when women support women, magic happens. So thanks for tuning in. I will see y'all on the next video.